shorter ones today so we can just get right to it. Here's the first one. It was posted 1 month ago. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my date's food and drinks after she claimed she was celibate and waiting until marriage to have sex at age 42 with 2 adult children and 2 failed marriages? So I picked these out while just skimming over them because I wanted to get an honest reaction. I didn't really read them and I was not expecting that to be the first one. Okay, let's get into this. I met a woman on Facebook dating, and after messaging each other for a few times over a couple of days, we decided to meet up at a restaurant. Overall, she seemed like a nice and classy woman, but the way she talked about dating and the type of man she was looking for was a bit off-putting. She had a list of attributes she was looking for in a man that just didn't seem realistic, given what she was bringing to the table. She claimed to be celibate for the last 3 years, and that she was waiting until she was married again to have sex. I knew after the first 10 minutes we had no future together, but I stayed to finish dinner. When the check came, I asked for separate checks, and she kind of scoffed and rolled her eyes. She asked, "Aren't you the one who asked me out?" And I said, "I am." She mean-mugged me for about a minute without saying anything until the waiter came back with the separate checks. "Are you really not about to pay for dinner?" I just replied. "I'll pay for mine and you should pay for yours." I told her it was nice meeting her and walked away. If I wanted to see her again, I would have paid for her food and drinks, but since I had zero interest in doing so, I didn't. I'm just thinking about what is my opinion here. I don't know. I think she was right in saying that you asked me out. You should be paying. I mean, that's kind of right. I feel that way with friends. If I'm asking you to dinner, a lot of times I will pay for it. But then also, if it's a first date, I don't feel like anyone is entitled to paying for a stranger's meal. So, let's see what the comments say. Maybe they'll change my mind. The top comment with 6.2 thousand, so 6.2k upvotes says, "And this is why you have a coffee date during the day at a duration of 1, max 2 hours. I like that idea. I've been married for almost 10 years. It's been a long time since I've been on a date. I can't imagine what it'd be like dating right now." This comment has 8.1 thousand upvotes. "I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily prior to the date saying, 'Hey, on first dates, I generally split the bill. Is that cool to you?' That way everyone gets to make an informed decision on whether a date goes ahead or not. No harm, no foul. Treating a meal like a down payment on vagine access, however, is gross." I agree with that. That's reminding me, I hated the summary that he gave, the title. It shouldn't matter if this person is going to have sex with you or not. That shouldn't change your idea of if you were going to pay or not. That's terrible. I hate when guys do that. So maybe he is the asshole. But I do like the idea. I talk about money a lot. It makes a lot of people uncomfortable, but I'm very willing to talk about money, especially before we go out to eat. Literally a couple weeks ago, I was out to eat with some friends that we all work in wineries. We're not making a ton of money. And we got to the restaurant, and I was like, "This is really expensive. We don't have to be here." I was okay paying for it, but I was like, "We can go to the burger place next door if you would prefer." And they wanted to stay at that. They were also fine with paying for it, but I just want to make sure that everyone's comfortable paying whatever it is before we do something. Here's another comment with 1.9 thousand upvotes. You're the asshole for making it transactional. You aren't entitled to a woman's body no matter how many people she slept with before. That's just gross. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay, let's go to the next one. So I think I landed on You're the Asshole just off of that title alone. I think it's fair to be divorced and then be celibate after that. You're allowed to do whatever you want with your body. No man is entitled to it. This one was posted 12 hours ago. It's titled, Am I the Asshole for telling the other woman her dead parents would have been proud of her? Am I the asshole for telling the other woman her dead parents would be proud of her? What could this possibly mean? I broke up with my long-term ex 4 years ago and I'm happily married. Haven't seen my ex or the mistress since then. For context, my ex cheated with his girlfriend at the time. My ex and her both said how pathetic the guy was despite being the people who cheated. The mistress continuously posted photos of them together straight after our breakup, not caring how that impacted myself and the other GT at the time. Anyway, both not great people. I don't think about them much, but I still think they're both horrible people. I bumped into her in the city, rolled my eyes, and said, disgusting. And then she then said, what did you say to me? To which I said, your parents would definitely be very, very proud of you. Then proceeded to walk away. She looked shocked and angry like she was about to cry. I told my friends this, to which one of them said I went too far, as I know her dad passed away years ago. To me, it wasn't really an asshole, since that statement is technically positive. It's only offensive if you don't think your parents would be proud of you. AITAH. Okay. Okay. Yeah, in this instance, I would be the bigger person and just not even acknowledge. Whenever I see people in public that I don't like, I just, ignore them. Because the best way to get revenge is to just be yourself and be happier, a better person. So, in that instance, yes, I think you're being the asshole. But also, it's fair to be angry about that, so let's see what the comments say. This comment has 4.3 thousand upvotes. So basically, this woman had no problem cheating with someone's partner, most likely making the other woman cry when she learns of the infidelity, but making her cry with a statement about her behavior is over the line. Yeah, not the asshole. Yeah, also I would say, whenever someone cheats, I never blame the person who was cheating. No, sorry, I always only blame the person who was cheating. Because when it's happened to me in the past, it's been a girlfriend who's been cheated on by a man. The girlfriend wants to be mad at the girl that he was sleeping with, when really she should just be mad at her boyfriend, because that girl is not in the relationship with you. Like, why are we letting guys get away with stuff by placing our anger on the other woman? I just think it's misdirected anger. Another comment with 657 upvotes says, not the asshole, no sympathy for cheaters, they should be named and shamed. Yeah, but in this scenario it sounds like they were both cheating. Both parties were cheating on someone when they were sleeping together, so she is also an asshole for being the one cheating. Okay, let's go to the next one. Did I decide on what I think there? Yeah, I think you're the asshole for overreacting, but the comments seemed like they were all saying not the asshole, so let me know what you think. This one was posted 5 days ago, so it's pretty new. Am I the asshole for ditching my friend at airport for doing a stupid prank at airport? I went overseas with 3 friends. We live in the US. One of them was having her partner picking her up. When we got back home, I was the ride home for the other friend. We are about an hour away from the airport. He had the bright idea to joke when going through immigration that when the officer asked where we're coming from, he thought it'd be really funny to tell him North Korea. We went to Seoul, South Korea. So we all get pulled back into secondary questioning. This is so bad. So we all get pulled back into secondary questioning because of this dumbass. They let me and my other friend out when we showed our passports, itinerary, credit card, activity showing we had been in Seoul the entire time, and they let us go. They kept the moron back for 2 or 3 hours before letting him go. I just went straight home and refused to wait for him. It was late, so he had to get a hotel by the airport, then rent a car to get back home. He said I should have waited for him. I said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You're lucky you didn't go to prison or have a passport revoked. Am I the asshole? Okay, to me, no. There's only, I think this is so funny, but this is something a dad would do without realizing, this is definitely the wrong place or time, making a dad joke. It's not funny when has this person never been to immigration before? It's very serious. That's the only place I wouldn't joke with someone. That and, a funeral, maybe. If it involves, someone having cancer, being sick, a funeral, and, immigration. Are you crazy? And also, it sounds like this person has a lot of privilege and they're not used to getting in trouble. Because could you imagine a person of color making a joke like that? They would never. Okay, this comment has 6.6 thousand upvotes. For me, the top 2 situations for not ever pulling a prank would be at the airport or when being held at gunpoint. Okay, add that to my list. You're not the asshole. I totally agree. Where's another comment? This one has 3,000 upvotes. Definitely not. What a POS. I would have ditched him and blocked him too. And someone commented on that. The saying F around and find out was literally made for dumbasses like OP's friend. Yeah, and then double down on the POS designation after he said he expected her to wait in the middle of the night to boot on him and not be contrite at all. Yeah, this is, you have to be an adult and just, take responsibility for your actions, which it sounds like this guy does not have a lot of. Life hasn't hit him hard enough yet, Yeah, you are lucky you didn't go to prison, or, with all the stuff going on with immigration right now, you're lucky you didn't have to go to, what is it called? I say this all the time because I'm worried about it coming from Canada to the US. Where they hold you for weeks. Oh, a detention center. They've been holding people in detention centers when they're, unsure of why they're there. They think they're fine from a, whatever it is, visa, citizenship standpoint. I can't imagine. That was so stupid of him. Okay. This one was posted 4 months ago. It's titled, "Am I the asshole for breaking up with her after I saw her apartment?" I had been seeing this girl for a few months. We met through a friend, so I had known her a little longer, but she was gorgeous and I was super into her. Last Saturday, she invited me to her place, which I had never been to. She had mentioned her apartment was a mess, and I laughed because I thought she was being a little self-deprecating. But when we got to her place, holy shit, dude. I want to start off by saying I know that people have their reasons for stuff like this, and I don't want to be disrespectful in any way. But the state of her apartment was genuinely shocking when I first went in. It was a pretty small place, and I'm not just talking about clutter. Literal piles of trash on the floor, sink full of dishes overflowing onto the counter, stains on the couch and carpet. Week-old food on the table, and just piles and piles of stuff everywhere. Not to mention the overpowering smell of mold and mildew that I could literally taste in my mouth. She told me to sit down and stuff like it was completely normal, but I tried not to act weird. But I'm sure she noticed. I stayed for a bit and we watched a movie on the couch, but I left before it got too late. The next day I called her and told her I didn't think things were going to be compatible between us, and she got mad at me for leading her on and breaking up with her for no reason. I didn't mention the apartment, but I don't know, maybe I should have. Literally nothing about her appearance or personality would lead me to expect this, so it was sort of unbelievable to see the state she was living in. I feel bad for her, and I'm worried I might have acted too quickly. Okay. I just want to read exactly what he said about the apartment again. Literal piles of trash on the floor, sink full of dishes overflowing onto the counter, stains on the couch and carpet. Week-old food on the table, that would upset me. And just piles and piles of stuff everywhere. And the smell of mold and mildew that I could taste in my mouth. Yeah, that's really bad. He should have said something when he broke up with her, that it was because of her apartment, because she needs a wake-up call. If you've been depressed and cannot clean up because of that, I do not blame you, but don't bring people over. Maybe only bring friends and family over, not someone who you're newly dating. And if you're not depressed and you're just not someone who likes to clean up, then that's way more of a problem. This comment has 4,000 upvotes. Not the asshole, but I do think you should have mentioned the apartment. That's what I said. People who don't know what the problem is cannot take any corrective action. Tell her and move on. I'm just reading some of the comments under here. This one's interesting. It has 924 upvotes. I think you could be right. My niece is like this. She lived with us for a while and completely trashed her room and didn't appear to have any qualms about the kitchen or lounge either. She's a grown adult and we had to ask her to leave. Such was the mess and stench. She doesn't seem to care or need to do anything about it. In fact, I'd say she's butthurt. We couldn't tolerate her mess, like it's perfectly normal. She needs to be told by her contemporaries, I guess that means her peers, because she certainly didn't care about how we felt about it. And then someone else commented below that, my oldest sister is like this. Everyone has told her and offered to help her clean up her house. Now she just doesn't let people into her house. Even her car is fucking disgusting, but if you knew her outside of those two scenarios, you would never know. She dresses well and her hygiene and appearance is impeccable. She just won't change. I feel badly for her kids. Oh, that's terrible. understand with having kids, though, that it can be impossible to clean, and also, like, you have a lot of women have postpartum depression, so. And then, like, is her family not helping? This comment says, there's a difference between clutter and filth. Also, hoarding is a real problem. It's not like you expected it to be spotless, but yikes. Women don't like dating men who live like peas. Peas. Women don't like dating men who live like pigs. So why should men put up with it? I agree, that's a double standard. Okay. I always describe it as, I might let things get untidy, but I never let them get dirty. I am the same way. There's never going to be old and rotten food, spills or stains that don't get immediately addressed, and certainly never a smell, yeah. Yeah, my place can get cluttered, but it's never like there's never food out or anything. Even like dirty clothes. My husband used to leave socks and like dirty like shorts and stuff around, which I think is common for a lot of men, unfortunately. And he doesn't do that anymore because I couldn't handle it. And I feel like that's a small thing to stop doing for someone you love. Okay, should I find one more? I have a little bit more time. How long is this one? It's too long. Give me a moment, I'm looking. Here's one. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for abandoning my so-called family after discovering the truth? I, a 32-year-old male, am married and have been since I was 20. We had a little boy a few years ago who is now 9. My wife is the same age as me. Wow, you had kids young. You had a kid at 23. That's what it sounds like. Oh, by the way, this was posted 5 months ago. Okay, let's keep going. Recently, it came to my attention that my partner is less than faithful. I caught her cheating red-handed. I won't get into that part, though. I've suspected it for a while, but I never could catch her. She was very good at being a liar. We stayed together for the kid, and we're halfway trying to work things. Sorry, this grammar on this post is not great. We stayed together for the kids, and we're halfway trying to work things, and I was living in a hotel for a bit. She has a best friend that is known for having multiple partners. One night I ran into her, and we hung out drinking, and she ended up staying the night at my hotel room. We didn't do anything sexual. She tried to kiss me, and I just couldn't go through with it. So it sounds like, yeah, it sounds like our best friend who sleeps around stayed over with him. That's a little bit, that doesn't look great. My wife apparently decides to come see me the next morning, and there was a blowout. The cops were called from the screaming, and I was kicked out of the hotel. In the middle of all that, she told me that her son wasn't even mine. At first I just figured she was trying to hurt me, but after a while I got a DNA test. She was not lying. Now for the worst part, after I found out, I tried to talk to her so we could figure out what to tell him. He already knows. No. Apparently his real father threatened to take her to court 2 years ago if she didn't let him see the kid. Apparently she has been taking him to see his real dad once a month since, and I had no idea. This is terrible for this guy. Holy. I was devastated by him knowing before I did. And with everything that happened, so I just let that night have an unspoken. So I just left and haven't spoken to them in over 6 months now. Okay. Dude. Your wife sounds like a terrible person. I get cheating. So many people do it. But then, like, your son not being yours, and then telling the son, and telling the son to hide it. That is crazy. The son is only 9 also. Is this story real? I mean, it's been on for 5 months and they're good at getting rid of the fake ones, so. And also the grammar was terrible, so it seems real. This is a comment with 5.9 thousand upvotes. Not the asshole and go full nuclear with a divorce because you should have filed for a divorce when you caught her instead of staying married to a cheater. As there's a thing called co-parenting. Expose her to everyone she knows and sue the real dad for knowingly letting you raise his kid. Yeah, I agree. Wow, that's terrible. I wonder how that works legally. Obviously, this guy's not the asshole. Even like the thing of like the best friend slept over, he could be lying about what actually happened, especially if they were drinking. Like, he might not remember it fully, but that was a bad thing to do. But you are on a break from your wife. And your wife is a terrible person, so I'm not even blaming you for that. You're not the asshole. Then someone commented, depending on where OP is, there are jurisdictions which allow you to sue for paternity fraud. If she knew the kid wasn't his but convinced him into believing it is. And then someone else commented, I feel like you should at least talk to the kid. He has been his dad for 9 years. If he loves the boy and still wants him in his life, he should find out what the boy has to say about it. Maybe the boy doesn't like seeing his real dad. Maybe they threatened him to stay silent. Maybe he hates all this and wants OP to be his dad and is angry with his mom for making him lie to him. I feel like there's a good chance that this kid doesn't like his mom, or he was not gonna like him. He's not gonna like him as a teenager when he realized what his mom's been doing to everybody. Maybe the child is really hurting and struggling with this. You won't know unless he asks. Yeah. Yeah. Probably talk to the kid. Talk to the kid, see how much contact the kid wants to have with you, and then move on, but you're definitely not the asshole. Wow, that story was crazy. Okay. I hope you're having a great day or night or morning. Like I said earlier, I'm posting every day, so if you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. And it is daytime, so I'm sorry about the noises